It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Brooklyn Cafe studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat at the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, or a movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in free 888-994-4995 right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
And welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe on a beautiful Thursday afternoon. It's nice here, not so nice in Louisiana.
I know. Have you seen anything?
Yes.
I have not seen anything.
We have an exciting show today. We are going to change some of the things that we do on the show.
Yeah.
We're going to try to become more entertaining. Because we is not entertaining enough.
We're shifting the perspective. It's about love and hope and all good things. We're going back to my basics. You know, you got a little wonky and dark on me. I'm not going back. I'm not going down that rabbit hole.
Okay, she's going to get, whatever. I'm going to try to be more entertaining and give you some information. Some different things I'm going to be working on. And we got everybody in here involved in this thing.
Nice to see you today. I haven't even talked to you today.
I didn't even know your name. We got a surprise guest in studio. And I want you guys to participate. Now, I was told that I don't ask enough times for you to call in. 888-994-4995 is the number. It took me 3 years to learn that. Call in.
Studio
Participate. Get on the bottom and write on the screen, and we'll put it up on the screen. We're going to use the Remix Social. We are taking all the bells and whistles out today.
Sounds good to me.
You're going to see segments. You're going to see segments.
Segments?
Is that a word?
Like sediment?
Segments. You're going to see information, bits, humor, a little here, a little there, artistic stuff. Are we talking about art?
Yes. Yeah. Creative arts. We're going to talk about all of that.
Make sure you hold on to your microphone.
We're going to talk about all of it.
Make sure that microphone is lit. Oh, I'm making fun of everything today.
Uh-oh. Happy Thursday to you.
Happy Thursday. The end of the week is approaching very quickly. I got some good news. Next week, Miami. You know that place south of us?
Yes.
Finally, they're going to open up again.
Oh, good.
Slowly. It's not get crazy. Slowly. The reason we don't get crazy is because the first time they opened up, we didn't do a good job. This time we're going to do a better job. Open up slowly, Lucy.
We'll see what happens.
And they're going to open up phase 2 here in West Palm and in Boca, meaning that the restaurants are going to slowly have people come. And you know what you got to do, ladies and gentlemen, you got to wear the mask. Got to keep this with you. Change up your mask. Have 7 masks a week. That way you have a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
I actually have to order more masks because I love those masks we have.
How come I never get any of the new stuff? I lost my black mask.
Well, I'm going to text her today. It's been a little busy. Sheva Gans is with us today. She is an expressive creative arts therapist for single parents and children. How do you like that?
Very impressive.
Okay. So she's joining us, and we are talking about a lot of things. And she says, do we work 24/7? I went, no, but, well, tonight we're here until this, and tomorrow night we're here until that, and Saturday we're in here recording a podcast for Kendra Erica, and pretty much we work a lot.
Has that been confirmed?
I think we're confirming it today. She's away.
It hasn't been confirmed.
So we'll see what happens with that one, but that's planned.
Now, BYOB played today. I was fortunate enough to get in there and witness.
Build your own brand.
And she was don't bring your booze, bring your own band. And I was fortunate enough to see the setup where you were actually drawing and talking to Vinny, and I'm dying to find out how that went.
I think we have to get Vinny on here.
We do have to get Vinny out here, absolutely.
They're doing a reproduction because Facebook went down and Fuego went out, so they're replaying it.
So we'll talk about that. Vinny's going to come out, and while we were doing your Build Your Own Brand show with Creative Arts Therapy, we had Natalia Levy and Tatiana Fernandez and Dr. Moses Bernard joined us all the way from across South Florida, and they talked about being a chiropractor and what it's like for a doctor in business.
Because doctors have to become businessmen. Everybody has to become a businessman.
And it was a great show.
Now, I want to congratulate you and the staff. You noticed that I stayed out of the room.
That was a good thing. It was high intensity. You talk about a production house this morning on high intensity, and it was. But it was spectacular. We sent the sound to WWNN.
We did
They
the production.
sent, and the guests sent us, we got video and sound from them. We took it, we did what we needed to do. We sent it to the radio station, new commercial, all of it rocking and rolling, and
I
it
got
was.
a text from
Right.
Naples.
Did you?
You know who's over there?
Who?
Jody.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And she was watching the production.
And?
They said, wow, pretty good stuff. It's the wave of the future is coming. We're going to let you in on a secret because we got some other new shows coming. And there's a new sheriff in town, the way it works. And it works to perfection. You guys, you hit it out of the park. Congratulations.
But I got to
Nice
tell
job.
you, thank you. I got to
Nice
tell
job.
you, teamwork. Today's teamwork was like an orchestrated team, and from the audio recording to you editing the piece together to sending it out to on point, all of those, and it was just spectacular. So thank you to our team.
Good stuff.
And wow, when it went, they even had to give themselves a round of applause, and we
I
can't
saw.
say thank you enough. They gave themselves a round of applause, and they deserved
But I saw
it.
also from Studio B, there was a round of applause. Everybody was clapping. I was in the middle.
We were giving Vinny a round of applause.
Is that what it was?
Yeah. 'Cause He
Really?
was hesitant to share some of his artwork, and so we gave him a round of applause.
That's awesome. I can't wait to get Vinny back out here and hear about all of that. But that is a lot of things that have been going on here.
I saw that all day today. It has been going and growing, and things were happening. I saw lots of applause. Now, me and the crew were putting segments together that you're going to see during the show. So I think we're going to give them a round of applause when we finish.
And Taylor is amazing.
She's
She's
quick.
like a quiet storm. Ever notice it's the quiet ones you got to worry about a little bit?
It's the dark horses.
Real? Where is that horse, by the way?
It's
Is
over
that what
there.
they're called, or the dark horses?
Or the Trojan horse. It's the Trojan horse where they come in as a surprise.
And they are. They come in quietly and boom.
Dark horse is a phrase, but maybe I'm not sure what it is right now. Now you've caught me off guard. What is a dark horse?
I don't know, but we do have a dark horse pencil artist around here, and I'm looking for him, and he kind of talks to us a lot of times.
in the
He's
corner
on
there. It'll be
floor.
changed now.
He talks to us a lot, so there's got to be a reason. But I'm so excited that you joined us. We're going to get Vinny out here, but you hosted your first BYOB, which
I
is Build Your
did.
Own Brand, today on our network. What did you think?
I was really exciting. My first time doing anything like that. So thank you for the opportunity, and it's good to be back here. And I was really excited about sharing some of the work that I do, because I work with creative arts and creativity and self-expression. And I think it's a really good medium for people to know about, because you can do it at the comfort of your own home. And today I showed an exercise with a paper and a pen, 2 different exercises. We all have paper and we all have pen. And sometimes we think that healing is so expensive, or, we have to go to a therapist and we need years of coaching, and oftentimes, I'm not saying those aren't good. I'm a therapist. It's good to use a therapist if you need it, but we also have the tools within ourselves or at home that can help us along the way. And that's great for parents or people who are stuck at home, don't have time right now, are feeling very overwhelmed and stressed. There are things you can do at home to help.
I want to try it. Can we try it while we're on set?
Yeah.
I want to change the perspective here. I can't draw.
Well, that's why I
Great.
want to do this.
Perfect.
I mean, even my handwriting, when I write notes, I can't read it. Really bad. But my artistic value comes from film.
That's your creative voice.
That's my voice. You saw how quickly I put that spot together. Even the kids were watching saying, wow, because I use wavelengths. And I've been doing this long enough, and it's sort of matched, right? You saw it. So mine's is a different forte. I can't pick up a crayon from a pencil. But you give me video, I can put Da Vinci to shame.
That's why I chose this degree, is it's expressive art. So it's not entirely art, it's not entirely music. It's this concept that we have a wide range of tools. What speaks to you might not speak to me, might not speak to you. But we have so many resources at home that parents or people or children don't realize can be used as resources. So you're right. Most often, art is the quick go-to. It's the easiest. It's the one people most relate to. But there's so many other ways. Camera, phototherapy is a thing it's using the everyday materials that you have and just tapping into it to the next level so you can have an increased sense of awareness, or learning how to use it to be more present or mindful, or increase breathing, or just being more noticing and being more self-aware.
And as a creative art therapist, I'm looking at what we put under for your tagline, creative arts therapist for single parents and children. Tell us about your degree as a therapist, because you've got this niche that you work with.
It's pretty niched, right?
It's pretty awesome.
I focus on single parents and divorced families. I have my own experience in that, so it's something that I can speak to. And there's a lot of stress that happens. And the more I learned about the effects of stress on children, the more passionate I became about giving parents the tools that they would need to help themselves and their children deal with the stress of transition. So even though I focus in my work with divorce and single parents, it's really just dealing with transitions and life changes and stress. And that couldn't be more applicable these days, right?
I have to tell you, the stress is, remember we talked when this whole pandemic started and we were working with your CBD store, and we said what's going to happen is people are going to start going back to work, and children and your pets are going to start feeling it. Which was tremendous, and true to fact, my daughter's been staying with us, and she's got this little 10-pound Yorkie mix. The past 2 days, she's terrified. She won't come out from under the bed because she knows now that she's home all day alone. And mommy's not there, and nobody's there to play with, so she is too terrified to even get out from under the bed, and it's exactly what's happened. They're good for the first couple days, because they're like, all right, this is fun. It's going to go back. And it doesn't. And she was shivering this morning coming out from under the bed.
Most small dogs, though.
But this is, and with kids going back to school, I would think right now more than ever.
If
it's
your
a
children
change.
are shivering under the bed and not coming out, then I don't think art is the thing right now.
But
you
the
should get help.
The stress of what it is.
Is the stress of what it is. Yes. It's the stress of, and what is stress? It's this feeling of overwhelm, and fear is this fear of the unknown, that we don't know what's going to happen. And those two combined are what we're experiencing now in ways most of us have not experienced ever in our lives, of what's going to be, the unknown, of almost everything we took for granted, everything, our scheduling, kids going to school. I mean, I took that for granted. Of course, we're going to wake up, I'm going to drive you to school, we're going to drop you off, and then gone. Whoever thought schools would be shut down?
I know, and for the long period. Vinny, we're going to move you over here with Sheva. We want to learn about your experience.
Back, and he thought you escaped one time.
He's going to.
It's like picking at the wounds. We're just going to keep talking about it.
It's really cool, Freddie, because I want to try it. I don't even know what they did because I was in the other
So
studio.
how do you know you want to try it?
Because why? Because she showed me a little bit that we don't have to be artistic.
Vinny made it. Vinny made it.
Because it's ways to alleviate stress that she shared.
Oh, really? Is that what Vinny did? Oh, boy.
Can't you see how stress-free he looks now? It's like a spa. It's
If
like
you-
he just went to the spa.
I should have given you then a stressor person.
You should have given her
Because
that one.
Vinny's really relaxed.
We should
Yeah,
have
you
put Teddy in
should
that
have given me
chair.
more stress. Well, we should have had a variables. You know, we should have had
Maybe
a
a-
super stress. Vinny started off. I had him rate himself 0 to 5. 5 being incredibly stressed, 0 being zen, and he was. You said a 2.
2, 3.
He started at 2. So
Really?
you know,
Yeah, he's really
I'm
I
at-
needed a better test subject. He
I
wasn't
we
need
had
a-
about
we
a
need an
5. We need a Teddy.
You?
Me. Pretty much.
You're like an 8. My goodness.
I know.
Great.
On a scale of 1 to 5, I'm like an 8. I know. It's vroom. 100%. Well, show us or share with us, Vinny, what did you think of the process, and what was the process?
Relaxing. Like, you draw some repetitive moments, and then you draw wherever you want. You know, wherever you feel like, how you feel and everything. It shows what kind of mental state you're at.
Do you usually draw?
No.
And he was very hesitant. He thought he was just going to be interviewed, and then when I said no, we're going to do some art, he almost bailed.
Why
I think his 2 went to a 4, maybe.
Why do you keep jumping into stuff I not know beforehand?
We didn't know it either. She asked. You said me. And 1 and 1 equals 2. He said himself, right? Thank
I set
you.
myself up for these
Thank you,
things.
Slick.
Definitely he did.
You didn't even give a chance for anybody to raise their hand. You said me.
Raise your hand, like as I do.
But it's a good experience because you're learning something out of the box. Now I have to ask you, if he had draw like Cookie Monsters and sort of really scary stuff, kind of scary. You ever get something like that?
I don't spend a lot of time analyzing art. A lot of therapists do that, and that's a legitimate thing. But it's really about creating a visual of your internal process. Who am I to say what that means? And it allows for the person who created it to see what they created. So my job would be, what have you noticed? Just to help, I'm the facilitator to help increase your own self-awareness in the process. And it works great with children. I've had children notice incredible things about their own drawings. And then we talk about what that could mean. And that gets them involved in the process of their own healing instead of, this is what's wrong with you, or this is what you should do. It's not a process like that. It's really about learning how to be aware and notice. Because, and that's the key, we can never, and in today's day and age, we have no idea what's going to be. I can't say A, B, C is going to happen in your life, so these are the tools to manage A, B, and C. How do I know it's going to happen? There's no formula. The only thing you can teach a person or a child is to notice their own reactions, to be self-aware. And using art is a great way to do that because it makes it visual. And then you can see.
Now,
especially when you create 3D stuff, then it's really cool.
I wanted to ask, because I spoke to somebody yesterday, and she said not to use her name, but I spoke to somebody yesterday who got a job to do a 3 kids to take care of the schooling, like to watch and to teach and to help, 8 hours a day. Okay, 3 different families, 3 different girls. And it was discovered that 2 of the kids did not like being with the other kids in that environment. Which, you know, it's really strange, I gotta tell you, that you're here, because I'm listening to what you're saying. And those 2 kids no longer are involved. She's down to 1. But I think that before the children were put into this whole different environment, I think someone like you should sit down with them and let's find out if we have a good mix there. Because all of a sudden, everybody is like, what are we going to do now? They don't want to be with each other. And a lot of this could have been avoided if we had done it, again, correctly. It's about doing it correctly. It's not about not doing it. It's about doing it so that it's done correctly. So people that are watching you, if they're going to homeschool their kids or they're going to have pods with children, you may want to find out what they're thinking right now a little bit. Don't take it for granted that you can think for your kids.
Also, on top of that is children have a very protective nature. So if they see that their parents are stressed and have a ton of anxiety, they might not want to add to that stress. So they could very well just be swallowing their own feelings and emotions and not acknowledging because they don't want to add to a parent's stress. And then that doesn't ever turn out well if we don't deal with our emotions properly. But they may be trying to protect. So it's really extra beneficial to teach your children how to communicate and how to get in touch with what they're feeling.
And I love this. I'm sorry. I love this because the timing of putting her on the air right now, I think is more necessary than everything else. I like to even put a segment with her, what she's talking about a little bit, on the Kids Television Network. I think we have to sort of tell parents, listen, you're doing a great job. You're doing the best you can under the worst circumstances. But you got to understand that sometimes children see things that you don't see. I learned this from my boys.
They feel it differently, sure.
And they begin to act a little different. Remember, I had Gio rubbing that button because he used to talk in school. Took it away. And my kid happens to be one of the brightest kids you've ever seen. But he was talking inside because he was bored. You know, I look at Vinny, I look at Slick, I look at Latina Selena over there, and I know that they have different music, even though they're close to the same age. And they have needs. And they're not children. I mean, these are grown adults. But they're under the worst circumstances you can possibly be that affects everything around you. Parents, teachers, work, you name it. Going to the bank, going to the post office. You know how stressful it is to go to the post office? I get scared to death.
But it's about lowering stress, and I want to try this because I think when you're on the phone, do you doodle?
Yes.
What do you have like a go-to?
I doodle all the time.
Do you have a go-to doodle?
No, paper. I told you, I wrote contracts on
What
napkins.
do you write on paper? What do you doodle? What pictures?
Nothing.
What
Circles, squares.
It's like just random?
Random.
Not a go-to?
I go into the atmosphere. I go to the stratosphere. Yeah.
Do you have a go-to?
What's your go-to?
I have like 2 go-tos.
Oh, God.
One is flowers, like leaves, and the other are like lines and boxes with dots.
What does that tell you, Doc? The lines. Tell her about the lines.
That's what
I need a lot of help there,
it's
for sure.
hopeless.
The lines to me to me mean there's a right and a wrong.
I'm like connecting the dot. Literally, if you saw my doodles, I'm connecting
You
the
are,
dots.
but you're well versed on right and wrong. You have a line, and that's why the line is the emphasis of your brain, and everything you do has a line. And I learned this because one of my sons was drawing because my brother died, and he was a mess in school. And one of the teachers came and she had him draw, and he kept drawing Harry over and over again. And it was the funeral. I should never have taken Freddie to see Harry at the funeral. And I regret it to today because he's 28 and it's still part of his DNA. And I'm sorry that I did that when he was, I think, 14, 13. So your line has a definition. You are world versed.
Wow, you're analyzing me. What do you think? You should interview Freddie because it's a whole analysis by Freddie.
That's why I'm all over the place. I'm a giant squiggle.
I remember my mom would always be on the phone doodling. Do you doodle? No.
Well, I
Yes,
did a lot
you
in high
do.
school. High school, I do a lot.
I seen you doodle.
Now my daughter will sit, but she's an art teacher, and she will do like what you did, the mandalas, and she will create that in like in nothing. What you created was beautiful, but you're not an artist.
I'm not an artist.
You're not a piano
very
player either.
critical of my art, and I was talking to Vinny about that. I don't look at my stuff and think, wow, that's beautiful.
No artist does. Leonardo da Vinci painted over his greatness 100 times because he said it
I'm
sucked.
really not an artist. But
Do
I
you-
am creative. I'll own that. I'm
Do you
very
play the
creative.
piano?
I'm not playing the piano.
Are you a piano player?
Do you play the, I'm not, I play the piano. Yes.
To me, you're a piano player. I don't even know one key from another.
Yeah, I own that I'm creative. I definitely own that, and that's why I'm in this field, because I found a lot of expression and release through my creativity. I am creative, but I don't excel in any modality. But that's fine. I don't have to.
What do I excel in?
What do you
think-
excel in?
Oh, I
What do you-
think you do though. I think you excel in all of the
A lot of
creative
stuff,
arts
yeah.
modality.
Yeah.
What you do and how you
Yeah,
help.
you're very humble.
Yeah. Like I would never say that. To me, you excel, you bring it, you show up, you do it, and you talk one of our interns in 30
Well,
minutes
I
and
think
work
I'm
with
a
him.
good therapist and coach. I think I do well in that. I'm talking about the arts. I don't consider myself
Art therapist.
I know I'm an art therapist, but I'm not an artist or a musician or any of those. I
What
wouldn't
made you
entitle it.
decide to even go into creative arts therapy as a everything? You didn't pick one medium. You
I didn't
went
pick one
whole.
exactly. You know what? My dad was the first one who put this idea in my head. And when I was in high school, he said, I found the perfect job for you. You should be a music therapist. Because when I was younger, most of my stuff that I did was music and piano and guitar. That's what I did. And then I thought, wow, that's so cool. This job where you can combine creativity and social reform or helping people. What a cool combination. And then I went to school, got my BA in art therapy. And then to progress to really work, you need your master's. And then I heard of something called expressive art therapy, and I thought, oh, that's what I'm going to do, because I can't focus on one thing. You can either be an art therapist or a music therapist or a drama therapist or an expressive art therapist. And I just thought, awesome, because what speaks to me exactly what you were saying earlier is that art doesn't really do it for you. You prefer the visual, the digital medium. And so if I come as a therapist and have more of a toolbox for my clients, I can help them find their voice instead of just using art, which I don't want to say anything bad about using one modality. There's so many benefits to that, but this spoke to me personally, to have more of a toolbox for the people that I work with.
What about individually? Does it work? So, because I know you're very humble and you're not going to you're like a lot of people in this place. Nobody takes credit for nothing. Me, I'm the opposite. I think I'm the best at what I do. And I tell them the same thing. When I ask them the question, that's what I expect to hear. Because I want it to be at the highest level you can bring. But what about personally? Do you feel you're pretty good?
Do I personally feel that I'm good at art?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say art is my strongest medium.
What's your strongest medium?
So it's funny because what I consider the strongest is what I'm most passionate about. It doesn't mean I'm the best at it, but I'm most passionate about movement and dancing. That's where my soul
You
speaks.
dance too? So you play the piano,
I
you play the
dance.
guitar, and you dance.
I told you I do a little bit of everything. I'm a jack of all trades. It was research for work.
Of
Is that
course
still
it was.
considered art in a way? Like dancing and movement?
Is
Good
it art?
point.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
still
good
considered
point.
art.
Yeah,
It
so
is
it's
art.
expressive arts. These all fall under the arts. So all of these are art and writing, and I write a little bit too. I really have tried everything.
What kind of dancing do you do?
I do
Hip-hop.
something. I don't do hip hop. I should do hip hop. It would make me a better dancer. But I do something called swing dancing. Can I just talk about swing dancing for 2
Please.
minutes? I spent around 5 years talking only about swing dancing. So most people in my life are very sick of hearing me talk about it. But I hear that when I talk about swing dancing, I light up I just get so excited. I found swing dancing. Swing dancing is, I say, saved my life. I found it after my divorce. And I had my kids for a while, and then we started doing more of a shared custody, and my ex took them for the first time. It was Thursday night. He had them for the night, and at first I was so excited to get a break, and then when they left, the house was so quiet, and I just stood in this empty house, and I was so overwhelmed with grief and the loss of the family and my what do I do now? If my kids are gone and I'm all alone, what do I do? So I went on Meetup, and I found a local swing dance class on Thursday nights, and I went, and I was hooked. I'm like, what do you guys need? Do you need my kidney? Do you need my firstborn? Like, what do you need from me? And that was it, and that started my whole journey, and it's been a few years since I've been dancing, and dancing to me is a manifestation, it's an expression of relationship. And that was exactly what I needed when my relationship broke down, and how to learn about myself in partnership to somebody else and without words. The entire thing is you have these mini experiences with somebody for 2-3 minutes, for as long as the song is. You don't exchange a word, but you have a relationship because you have a give and a take, a follower and a leader. You have to improv. You got to work with what your partner gives you. You have to listen. You have to communicate. Oh, are you giving this? Then I'll do this. You have to respond. So I just learned so much about myself and relationships from dancing, and other than the fact that it's so fun, and I travel and I meet new people, and I started competing in dancing, and it's been a
Really?
wild journey, and it's gone because there's no dancing right now.
Wow.
And it's given me a lot more time in my life now that it's gone.
So hold on.
I want to
So
know how she learned about. So many questions I have for you, but I want
what
to
the
go
hell
to
is
commercial
swing
break
dancing?
and come back and talk
I
about
know
all
what's
of
swing
this.
dancing.
Really?
Really?
Of all the things, really?
I don't know swing dancing.
Who's taking the first commercial break? You, Slick, Vinny?
Yes.
What are we
I will be
setting up
taking
here?
it
We're doing
first.
I'm
Vinny
going to
first.
send this over
Slick.
to Slick. Take a commercial break. I got to hear more about
I want to know what's. I'm going to look up swing dancing.
swing dancing is beautiful. It's so much fun.
Right?
You know what it is?
Oh no, I don't know what it
Gotta
is, but
get
I've
some
seen
swing
it done.
dancers in
It's
here.
very fast paced and it's very.
No, so there's 2 different types of swing dancing.
All right, hold that thought. We're going to talk about it when we get back from break.
I'm going to look it up.
No, don't cheat.
I'm going to cheat. I want to.
cheating.
I'm curious. Do you?
Yeah.
I've seen a swing dance. It was like very fast.
Most people think of what you're thinking of.
Yes.
And I do the
Do
other.
you do any other dancing besides swinging? That you do? You do salsa,
I can
Merengue?
dance also. I don't
Commercial
love it.
break.
merengue,
I can
capacha?
follow. I can follow. I'm not very good.
Wow, you're in trouble now, lady.
All right, let's send this over to Slick. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, more with Creative Arts Therapy with Sheva Gans. See what swing dancing's all about. Stay tuned.
All right, this segment of the Brooklyn Cafe is brought to you by Dignity Memorial. Dignity Memorial is having a 30% off sale for pre-planning for your funeral. So please plan your future with either your loved one or yourself with Dignity Memorial. You'll be saving 30%. Also, they have free online seminars and free scatterings. So tune in to some more Brooklyn Cafe TV show and call Dignity Memorial.
The way you live your life says a lot about you. The way you choose to commemorate your lifetime can say even more. It's a single event that speaks volumes. So how do you celebrate a life? Dignity Memorial providers believe that your memorial service should be as unique as you are, reflecting your personality and your passions. It should be a perfectly tailored send-off, a fitting tribute for family and friends to celebrate the person they love. We're professionals at catering to your every need, right down to the catering. In fact, no detail is too small. So when it comes time for a fitting tribute, we'll see that your final wishes are beautifully fulfilled. It's what Dignity Memorial providers are known for. And why you should rely on us to see that your life is well celebrated. The celebration of a lifetime begins here.
I look very snazzy right now. What do I have to say, guys?
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show.
Sometimes you need to shake things up a bit, to be a little adventurous, to make your meals pop. Don Pablo Coffee Growers and Roasters have that special ingredient. That little bit of adventure in a bottle to take your dinner to the next level. So take a leap and try one of Don Pablo's fresh roasted specialty coffee meat rubs on your beef, chicken, or pork. You'll never go back to boring again. Go ahead, rub it on your meat.
All right, guys. For a quick update on Hurricane Laura, I know there's a lot of things that's been, been said about it. It did make landfall on the Louisiana coast, at a Category 4. Once it made landfall, it became a Category 2 with 110 mile an hour winds. Now it's over Alexandria, I believe. But to brush upon the whole situation with this hurricane, because we are, like, as a society in America, we are facing two other things besides this hurricane. We are facing political reform and racial reform. So this is kind of like a bad topper. It's kind of like this year, can it get any worse? But I have to say, being that I've been seeing, I would say sort of good news from the drone pictures of over the Louisiana coast that shows just either down power lines and bad roofing. No casualties has been reported, so that's a good sign. And hopefully we can get out of this terrible, terrible hurricane season. Back to you guys on the Brooklyn Cafe TV show.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
You all fools, I can tell you.
I'm gonna tell you, Slick, nice job. Yes, you know, we have friends. I got family and friends down in Louisiana. The prayers go out
Correct.
to you. Let us know you're okay. Give us a holler
Do a check-in.
and a check-in. Let us know. I mean, this thing is going to eventually. It's going to go to New York as a tropical storm.
I saw that. That's just
Correct.
insane. It's going to go across the entire United
And
States.
There's
Is
another
Just
this
one.
stop
is
it.
this a sign?
Just don't
or-
even go.
There's
Don't
another
even
one.
go.
There's
Nope.
a-
Nope.
There's a.
Nope.
There's a.
Nope.
There's
It's a
another
bit-
one
Half
coming
full,
off
half full,
Africa.
half full.
There's
half
another
full.
one. There's another one coming off Africa.
Half full.
You know what the difference is? That we are getting ready. We're getting prepared, and we're doing the moves we have to do. So there is no loss of life. Dawn, you know, you can always repair a house.
Of course.
But if you're not in town, like you saw all those people evacuate, there's another one coming. There's another one right off the coast of Africa to
See,
radio
and this is what
70.
Slick says, the glass is half empty with you. Why can't we
Correct.
rejoice
I
in
is
the
being
why can't we
informative.
rejoice in the positive things of whatever It was.
What are you gonna do
There
if
was
this thing
no
is in your
casualties,
backyard?
just
Why is it-
like property damage. I feel like we should like think of the positive because like right now we're in a cesspool of like everything.
But why is-
Everything right now.
Everything is on trial right now.
Gotcha.
But it doesn't have to be.
Okay.
But
It
why is,
doesn't have
only,
to be.
why is it only water though? Why it could be something like orange juice or Coca-Cola? And why
I
not?
want it to be a tropical store with Coca-Cola.
That'd be cool
Thank
though,
you,
wouldn't
Sheva,
it?
because I'm glad you're following his mind right now.
Hey, that'd be cool.
You
But
wanted to
It
rain
just-
He
Coca-Cola?
just goes hard left.
or like
just
raining
really
money, that'd be good too. You know. Hey, like, you know, raining coin. No, that would hurt. Honestly, no.
Coins were yes.
But that would hurt
I feel
you,
like
man.
orange juice and Coke would be worse than water.
I think so
It's
too.
so sticky.
Refreshing
Yes.
taste of Sunny D.
He likes sticky. He walks around with sticky sneakers.
No, they're not.
We're so not going there, that's all I can tell you.
Oh, you know, that's wrong. That's just wrong. That's not what I meant.
We actually had a show on this morning, and one of the guests said something. I said to the girls, if that were Freddie saying that, we'd go a hard other way, but we're not going to go there.
Listen, the bottom line here is things happen. You know, things happen. Hurricanes happen, riots happen, things are happening. And you got to talk about them. You have to be able to have a little fun with it once in a while. Doesn't mean we don't take it seriously.
So look, that was an awesome presentation, but I want to get back into this whole swing
problem.
dancing thing.
Yes, we
Okay,
should be
I gotta
talking
look it up.
predominantly about swing dancing.
Yes, do
we
tell
should
us.
talk about swing dancing. So there's two kinds of swing
There's
dancing?
two kinds of swing dancing. There's East Coast and West Coast.
Get out.
West Side.
Exactly.
Get out.
I will not.
Really?
Yes. Most people, when I say swing dancing, think of East Coast. You're the one who thought of
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
And East
definitely.
Coast is that big band, that hoppy,
yeah.
yes, that, you know, with the outfits and the old school. That's East Coast swing, and that's an amazing dance. And the people, the community that does East Coast, they are the nicest dancers, and they get all in. Their events that they have, people come in costume, people come in time era period clothing. They do their hair like the 40s, and it's amazing. Their energy is off the charts because it's a really fast-paced dance.
Are you from the West Coast?
I'm not. I'm from Canada.
From
Oh.
Canada?
Yeah. I'm
You're Canadian?
I'm Canadian.
Wow.
Really?
That's why I'm so nice.
That can explain. Yeah, I was thinking that. No wonder.
We're in Canada.
And that's why I say dance. Everybody makes fun of the way I say dance. They're
Dance.
like, "Oh, you're going dancing."
Teddy, look see if you can find East
but
Coast
she's
swing.
West Coast swing.
and
I
I
West
guess.
guess.
Coast
West
swing.
Coast.
See if you can find both. I like to play it because even Hector's saying what's the
They're
difference.
both all over America. East Coast and West Coast is just where they originated from. So there's
And you're
fascinating
Canadian.
history.
You're not even from here.
I'm not even from
What's the
here.
West Coast like then? It's
So
not,
West Coast is what it morphed. West Coast was when East Coast hit the became combined with ballroom. So the music slowed down. West Coast nowadays is set to contemporary music. So the things that you're hearing on the radio, all those pop songs, that's West Coast swing. The dance is slower. It's more stretched out. To me, it's magic, and it's a really hard dance.
kind of like ballroom dance.
You know that there is a West Coast salsa and an East Coast salsa dance.
That I did not know. I don't know if you're making that up or not.
I am.
I feel like you are.
You know him well already.
Don't
How
learn
quickly
me.
They learn.
Don't learn me, but yes.
She learns already. She's peeking in that window. I see already. Mm-hmm. Good for you.
And we move on. Okay, so great. So dancing was your escape.
Dancing
Did you-
was my
Did you dance in high school and
I call
college?
dancing sex without repercussions.
Okay, let's not get ridiculous now. Now you're going to a different stratosphere. Did you dance in college?
No.
You never danced before.
Oh, well, if you want to get real deep, I grew up as an Orthodox Jew, which meant no touching men. And so I
That's a
grew
good
up.
rule.
It was a very good rule. I grew up no touching, no dancing, obviously. Dancing was not on the cards. And I only started dancing a few years ago after my divorce.
So now you're touching.
Is your ex-husband Orthodox also?
He is in the Orthodox world. Yeah.
Wow.
Now I would say it involves some touching, yes.
I don't even know what the swing looks
Well,
like.
here's my next question. Then you said you learned a lot about relationships. So, okay, I understand it a little bit now more. But what did you learn through swing dancing about relationships?
Oh, I mean, I said before, it's an interaction between two people,
But you're not talking.
but you're not talking. But and to me, that's the beauty of the work that I do also, is the expressive arts. It's finding communication in nonverbal expression. I just found an embodied experience of that in dance. And I am fascinated by it. So, I mean, I think most people don't go into dancing and swing dancing thinking as much as I thought about it. It's just fun.
But it's your whole life has changed.
My whole life has changed. It was where I was in life. It was what I do professionally.
I
It was
can
my
see it.
experience that, to me, it gave me so much more than just an outlet or fun. It just really taught me a lot. Yeah, and it's just, you know, there's the whole performance element and how, and also the culture. It's a subculture, and the norms of the culture are different. So what we look at as what's important in our society, you know, wealth and looks and things like that, that's our status money. In subcultures, that's different. So what was important in dancing world isn't necessarily what's important in the real world, I guess.
I think that's part of this whole pandemic. You saw I put our meme up, the Green Acres, because it's like taking me.
Do you know what they told me when you put that up? Where's
What?
the pig?
That's not nice.
The pig, whatever the name of the
From
pig
Green
is.
Acres, remember the show Green Acres?
Yeah, but it had a name. The pig had a name.
Yes,
I can't remember.
I don't remember the pig's name,
I
but
said
yes.
we ate him. She said, you don't eat him, whatever the name of the pig is. I ate him.
But things are going back to more of a simpler time because you have to, right?
Yeah,
You're
but it
appreciating.
isn't. Whoa, wait a minute. I gotta tell you something. That's not a simpler time.
But dance is the culture of dance.
Okay, you can see it as dance. It's a whole lot more than going dance there. I'm gonna tell you something. It's a whole new her and a whole new show has come to
Well,
town.
that's a whole nother
Even
thing.
Slick is
Yeah, but
nodding.
that's
They're
not-
both nodding because we guys. And it's a whole. That's why.
But we're not going to talk about that part.
No,
Well,
I'm
we
not going
might.
to talk about it.
At
But
the
that's
5 o'clock
why.
show, we can.
But that's why you are so. You have a shine. There's a whole different you
When I talk about dance.
about everything. When you walk in the room, everything about you is different because you're living a new life. Everything about what you, the real you, is this. So all of us are going to have to get into the swing. Do we
Did
got
you ever
any
see
video
the
on
show
swing?
on Netflix? I think it's or Apple Unorthodox.
Yes. I could talk a lot about that.
It's a whole other thing, right?
You see, I can't because I just high-five the rabbi and we go from there.
Everybody I know who knows that I come from my background called me after the show came out. Did you watch the show?
What
Did
did you
watch
think of
the
that show? Relatable at all?
Super. Her struggle was very relatable. I mean, it's a show, so you can't. To me, her transition happened so fast. Like when you grow up in an environment where the black and the white and the right and the wrong are so clear, and that's all you know. For me personally, it doesn't happen that quickly. That overnight you just shed everything and you're this new amazing person and identity. It's not as easy. Like she just goes into the water, takes off her wig, and
What show was this?
and then that's it.
Right, literally cleansed by the water. And
Yeah.
she's done.
Wait a minute, what show is this?
Unorthodox. I think it was on Apple TV
It
or,
wasn't on
or
Apple.
Netflix.
What
I
happened?
don't have Apple.
Maybe it was on Netflix.
I think it was Netflix.
And what happened?
You have to watch the show.
Dun dun
It's
dun.
a young girl growing up in the Orthodox community, a very small, ultra-Orthodox community, and she's just said one day, "I'm done, I'm out," and she leaves the country. And it's
You have to leave the country?
You don't have to. She chose to. And what happened and what transpired as she left, and who looked for her, who didn't look for her, her inner struggles, and all of that.
You know, what you guys you don't understand is how difficult it is growing up in a Puerto Rican community.
I think
As a girl.
culturally, as a girl, well, I think culturally it's different. I'm sorry? You're skipping the video, okay.
Why are we skipping the video?
I get,
We could just show a little. You guys show the whole freaking
yeah, we
thing.
just want to show a little bit. But I'm sure in all cultures there's levels of difficulty in
No,
different
no,
cultures.
no. Hispanic cultures, just like the Orthodox culture, they have specifics. And they're supposed to be specifically.
Arnold the Pig. Thank you,
Yes.
Jay Harmon.
Yes, Jay, it was called Arnold the Pig, and he was delicious on my burger.
He went, that.
But among certain cultures, being a female was, my sister had a very difficult time. Very difficult. Not at your level, because from what I hear, your level is like from another planet. That's a whole different world. But I'm gonna inform you about a different culture among the male Hispanic society. You know, we were expected never to cry, never to have a high voice, never to touch our female side. Men were supposed to be machismo.
Sure.
And then there are levels of machismo. To the bullying type, to the Neanderthal type. It ain't easy being us either until we broke free from that. So I can relate a little bit to the breaking free. Music was another escape in college. I'm gonna tell you, you asked me why I have so many stories. You never asked me why. I'm gonna tell you, it's their why. And this story that I'm hearing today, this is a whole different kettle of fish, baby. That's all I got to say.
Do you see it differently with the girls you work with versus the boys in the expressive arts?
Swing.
It's a good question. I don't always use, and nowadays, online, it's much harder to use. I don't have any of my toys and fun stuff that I have in my office because everything is telehealth. And is there a difference? Not always. No, not one that would be significant.
Do you think doing it online like make some kids miss out or anything?
Yes, I think it's very. I think a lot of adults love it because, and I just heard this from someone that they're finding adults have been doing more therapy lately because there's that experience of walking into a therapist's office can be very daunting. That you're on the therapist's turf and almost that analytical therapist's couch. And there's something about just turning on your computer and doing it from your own home makes it much easier for people. I think that's truer for adults. For kids, it's possible. It is, but it's different than in person.
Like when I do therapy online, I'd rather do it in person because at least you're talking face to face and actually listening.
Right. Well, some people like doing it from their bedroom and not having to put
ignore
on pants and get in a car.
Close the shades and everything.
Exactly.
Hide
So
your shame.
it has its pros and its cons.
Yeah, but I gotta say that therapy for adults also, we don't want to make mistakes as adults. And there's no room for mistakes. And
I'm going to
sometimes-
disagree.
Okay, you can. But I'm going to tell you, my biggest fear is making a mistake because there's no room for it. And it's not that I want to be perfect. I just want to choose the right path. But tell me why you disagree.
I think mistakes are how we learn about life. And mistakes help us learn about ourselves and experiences. And really, life is a series of mistakes. And how it's to connect the dots. So where you go from mistake to mistake, and then in the end, you'll look back on your life and see the picture. So a mistake is just a dot on the line, and it helps direct you what your next step is.
But that's
But
why.
no one can ever live life without making mistakes.
But that's why you just proved my point.
How so?
Which part?
Because you feel that way. It's the reason that I go see you. Is because you make the dots attachable. When
I
I'm
don't
alone,
attach them, I help you see it.
That's right.
Yeah.
But if I don't go to see you, then I'm afraid to make mistakes. And you just cleared it up. And
She
that's the
just-
reason that I go see
She
you.
just
But here's
lays
what's
out
so
the
interest-
playing field for you.
Yes.
That's right. But isn't that the reason you go see someone?
But one of the first things we learned in this Beyond TV course, and here's one of our very good friends, there's beautiful Lady and Natalia joining us. Natalia, I don't know if you ever met Sheva.
We haven't personally
Hi,
connected,
Sheva.
but we are on the challenge together. Hi, Natalia.
Yeah.
But
Hi,
one of the things
Sheva,
they
how
said
are
is
ya?
all the dots that we've connected through life, including mistakes, have taken us to where we are now. So this is kind of the perfect segue to bring you all in. And here we all sit from different parts of our lives. We've known you for 4 years. We've just met Sheva, and all the dots have been connected through this course that we took because you shared with me that I should take it. And it's about the connections, right? And the conversations that we get to have. And different cultures. You growing up Orthodox. Natalia, you grew up in Russia, in Moscow, you said, and your dad was a teacher.
Yeah, my dad was a teacher. Sheva, it's so nice. I didn't even realize that you would be so close to South Florida to actually be able to come into studio.
She
This
lives
is
4
awesome.
minutes from us.
She's right next door.
No way. Wow. You know what? I love to see these things happen. I love to see people come together and connect and have great conversations. Yeah, so I grew up in Moscow, and at the time, because I grew up during communist times, we weren't really practicing too much religion, but the religion that I grew up with is Russian Orthodox. And I'm married to, my husband's Jewish. So we're a hodgepodge. We celebrate everything in our household, every holiday.
Of course, you celebrate holidays. She can cook forever. If I could cook, I would celebrate
Well,
every
she
holiday.
owns restaurants, so she can cook.
Right?
Russian Orthodox. That's unbelievable. So what was it for you like culturally coming over here?
Oh, culturally, it was quite an interesting change because it was something that they've actually never shared before, but I wanted to have, at the wedding, I wanted to have a Russian priest and a rabbi to marry us. But there was a little bit of a faith disagreement, so we just got married with a rabbi, they were very welcoming for me to marry us. But from the cultural, it was definitely a huge culture shock to see, and I loved so much diversity here. I love seeing people from different cultures, different faiths, and I was just so fascinated to learn everything about everybody and meet all of the really interesting people. To this day, I ask so many questions about so many different people about why, what do they practice, and what are the specifics, and what can I adopt as a chef, with certain recipes and traditions.
It's pretty, I mean, look at all this cross culture that we get to have on this show, right? And it's all through connecting the dots. Now I know why I draw lines and dots on my doodles.
That's right, you're a liner.
Do you doodle when you're making menus or when you're on the phone?
I don't, no.
I can't imagine it. See, to me, it's like such a movement in my hands, and I can't tell you they're good doodles, but that's amazing to me. Also,
What the hell is a good doodle?
that actually comes out looking like Sheva's doodle.
Benny, what's a good doodle?
Something you make from out of your mind.
No, Vinny, there's no such thing as a good or a bad doodle.
Oh, okay. Well, it's good for them, isn't it? Hey, it's good for them. That's me.
Slick, what's a good doodle?
I don't think there's no such thing as a good doodle. Like, you just do any
got it.
doodle that you want. I just literally took the answer. But yeah, you just do any doodle that you want. That's the perfect doodle. Who is the other person to say that's a good doodle?
Oh.
That's right. You just do.
You just do the doodle.
I never knew there was a right or wrong doodle. I just doodle.
With the do and doodle.
But Natalia, I'm so excited because Sheva is going to create her own radio show with us on WWNN.
Woo! Congratulations! Woo!
Thanks, Natalia.
Thrilled for you. Oh my gosh, this is great news. I cannot wait to log in and share and tell all my friends and viewers about it as well. Congrats. What is your show going to be about?
It is going to be about expressive art therapy and creative healing.
Oh, love that. I actually have a really good guest for you.
course you do.
Oh, there we go. It started already.
Welcome to the
already.
family. Welcome aboard. This is what we do.
I'll have to have you on the show because food is a really, how to use food is a really interesting one because it can be therapeutic to cook and create, and it also can go the other line of we use food as an addiction. We know a lot of people have food addictions, and we use it to numb our feelings. So we gotta talk about what a show like that could look like.
Yeah, isn't there?
Oh, for sure.
Isn't there food that you eat that's soothing? What do they call that?
Soothes the soul. Comfort foods.
Comfort foods. Oh,
Well, there are
I'm all
comfort
about the comfort, baby. The more, the merrier.
Yeah,
love the
but
comfort.
there is also, I'm working on a course, I've been
course you
working
are.
on it for years, because I do retreats with my friend who is a psychic medium, and what we do is I actually create dishes that are specific to chakra healing.
Wow.
So based on different colors, and to talk about food as art, actually today at 4 o'clock, so Dawn actually got me, when she first texted me to come jump on, I was at Trader Joe's picking up a couple of things, but today I am teaching a course via Zoom on how to create a charcuterie board, because one of my really fun kind of genius zones as a chef is to create grazing tables, and that is an art project. Like, I look at it as an art project.
Yeah, I saw one of the pictures you posted, and it
Yeah.
honestly,
Oh, I
it's
saw
art.
that.
It's art. It's
A
amazing.
grazing
Art, that was
table.
craziness.
I love that
It's
name.
unbelievable, and it's just live art. It was absolutely stunning. So.
Yeah, Dawn, some of my friends actually sort of like grazing, they're
I
not
love
sure
that.
if grazing is a good word because they envision cows grazing.
That's kind of how I eat. We were talking about this yesterday, and I do graze throughout the day, and Freddie says to me, that's not eating when you graze. And I'm like, but for me it is. But we were talking about how people can suppress their feelings by either eating or not eating, depending on what it is. When I get stressed, I don't tend to eat a lot. When other people get stressed, they eat more, right? So there's two different sides of the spectrum on what food can do as an expressive art, as soothing the soul, or not, one or the other. And it's not always a good thing either way.
You know,
It's not. The approach that I teach is treat food as the highest source of self-love.
You know, it's funny you said that. Thank you. That's a great segue because my partner here thinks that having bird food is food. Having a half a cookie is food. That ain't food.
Wait, I got the other half. I got the other half.
She makes it sound like if I have a half of a cookie, that's dinner. That ain't.
These are Hector's cookies from like 2 weeks
That's pretty
ago.
much call kids go for anyway.
Yeah, but you know what? College and dawn is a long way off. You got to eat. You got to love thyself. Exactly what you said.
However, I have a comment on that. If it's a cookie that has been prepared, that has really good whole ingredients, that is maybe plant-based protein, because I have an amazing cookie recipe that could be a meal, actually. So it is what's in a cookie and then how it's eaten. If it's eaten on the go and if it's, something junk that you found at a gas station or something like that, then no, then it's not a meal. But if it's something that's prepared with love and care and eaten with the same love and care towards your body, that you see the difference?
You should send the recipe over. You have to try it out. But you know, one of the things I love about you, and I'm loving about Sheva also, is you're true to your message. And when we met you 4 years ago, our first interview with you, do you remember we went out for lunch afterwards?
I remember.
And it was the exact same message 4 years ago that you shared with me. And this is pretty much the same conversation we had about eating the right food is about self-love and loving you enough to take care of your body and heal it with food. And here you sit 4 years later and you have the exact same message, but that's what makes you so amazing at who you are and what you do, because you may go away, you may come home, you may call me from the house, the car, the grocery store, and take a million classes, but your message stands true to who you are, and that is why you are spectacular. And the crew knows. They gave themselves a round of applause today after your show because, right, from the commercial to the new recording to everything, we sent sound instead of us taking the sound from the radio station. We controlled that sound the way you wanted it, and we did it the opposite direction because you are so articulate in what you want, and you have pushed us, and you level me up every single time. So I thank you for all of that.
And I thank you guys. You really show up in the highest way possible. And I know that I have a certain level of standards, being a chef, being a restaurateur, being a business owner. I always challenge our teams to show up in the best way possible. But how can I challenge my teams if I don't do that to myself? So I'm always looking for ways to up-level myself and upgrade and be better, so that we can all work better together and then all inspire each other. I learn every day from the people that I meet.
I want to ask you another question. Back to Sheva. You have a 16-year-old daughter who is now back in school or starting school. She's brilliant like you. She's brilliant like you and her father. Is she into the creative arts at all? Cooking or drawing or music or dance?
Oh my gosh! So my daughter, she started school this week. She now drives herself, which is like, for me, oh my God, my baby doesn't need me as much anymore. But she has always been super creative. She's done really well. So I'm self-taught with Photoshop and Illustrator and all of those Adobe products. And so she actually has taken digital arts at school and is thriving with that. And she's always been super creative artsy. If I could even show you the wall that she just created above her bed, she would kill me. I'm not gonna go into her bedroom, but it is like this giant collage of probably 50 different images that she put together, printed out from the internet, and then created a collage with it. So yeah, the level of her creativity is like astonishing me. She keeps up leveling me and inspiring me.
Does it help with her stress?
I was just going to ask the question
her.
if you noticed a difference. Did she use it and tap into it over the past few months?
So she has always been very creative. She's not a super outdoorsy kid, especially, being in Florida. She's not like the beachy, or she's done cheer, but she's not like a super cheerleader profile. I'm trying to select my words carefully to have respect for all the cheerleaders. because it is art and sport. But you know, she always uses her creativity to not just for stress management, but I just feel like it's such a huge part of who she is, her creative expression, her trying to find herself as a teenager, as a young woman.
Yeah. Sounds right.
Amazing. You are unbelievable. Your interview today, your show was great. That doctor you had on was awesome.
I love Dr. Moses. We have the absolute best conversation. And it was interesting to really interview him from a different perspective, from the perspective of as a business owner, because he has done so many amazing things. Even my dad, who has been a physical education trainer at a college in Moscow for 35 years, and he went to see Moses, and you know, he was skeptical, and he came out as like, he's amazing. I'm like, I know, you see.
He's a great guy.
So he has this phenomenal Facebook group where he shares all of these little tricks, little tips that we can all use throughout the day to have better posture and to move our bodies better. Because I love what he said, that he's not with a patient just for the time that he's with a patient. That's why he's creating all this other content, so that the patients can tune in and really maintain their health all throughout the time in between the visits, which is so unique, because most doctors, you know, just see you and I'll see you next week.
Well, he's a businessman also.
Mm-hmm.
He cares about the whole of the patient. Do you cook for his patients?
Does. Do I cook for his patients? No, but I have brought him some of my he's super healthy. He's one of those people who also practices what he preaches, and he believes in the food that goes into your body, how it affects how we move, and even the bone structure and stuff like that. So we haven't collaborated together, but you know, who knows what the future holds.
That'll be next.
It should be next, because, you know, and we talked about this over a year ago, how the medical profession has changed. And it's like artists have changed, musicians have changed. You got to be a business person. No longer can you leave it to somebody else, which is what Tenet Hospital, and I have a contract with them for the last 6 years, has learned. They hired a whole bunch of people to put deals together, and it's not what the doctors do. It's not where they want to be. They're not comfortable doing it. So now I got a lot of doctors that do radio, they do TV, they're doing business, practices. It's the change, is what's going on right now. You got to be a little bit well-rounded, not only save a body, you got to sort of promote how you do it and the whole 9 yards. So I think you should do, and we talked about this, I think you should do a whole lot more business with this gentleman, because you're helping him do where he needs to go. It should have been there a year ago.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's done a phenomenal job. I watch his Instagram lives all the time. I am in his Facebook group, and I know he's got a terrific course. He trains a lot of other doctors now how they can work better with their patients.
That's right.
That's
the future. That's a little bit about what you're talking about, and a bigger spectrum, because you deal with children, you deal with families, you deal with a whole bunch of, we ain't even scratched the surface on businesses.
Well, I think what it speaks to is that recognizing that things are rarely isolated and taking a broader view. So he's not just a doctor who comes in, I don't know him, but from what I hear, looks at an issue and says, this is the problem. It seems like he's taking a much more holistic perspective and saying, if you want to be healthy, you have to watch what you eat, you have to watch your posture, which is huge. Want to know a cool fact is that our bodies, and I don't know what he said, but our bodies and our brains feed off of each other for information. And so every emotion that we have has a corresponding physical state. You just sat up taller. So every emotion that we have has a corresponding physical state. When we're angry, our heart beats up, our face gets flushed. When we're happy, we tend to be upright and positive. And when we're sad, we slump. You know, you can see right away what someone's feeling by the way that they hold their body. And so what's really interesting, good tidbit for everybody at home, is that as we're sitting at home these days and we're on our computers or we're on our phones even more, our postures are like this, and it's telling our brains that we're depressed. and our brains are confused, and that's why it adds to the experience of feeling stressed, feeling depressed, because our bodies are in that state. So, posture, I think it's so cool that you said that. What's one way to deal with stress? Fix your posture, because it's telling your brain, oh, we're happy. We're doing great. Look at us. And so that was a cool tidbit. I like those things.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But that kind of approach to health, to mental health, to physical health, where it's not this isolated symptom or this problem or this diagnosis, we need to take a much broader view on how we live our lives, how we view things, how we experience what we eat. Food is huge, and even something as simple as how we hold our bodies has an effect on how we feel.
There is nothing better in the world than going to a restaurant and having the best meal that explodes in your mouth. There is nothing better. You could be on a date, you could be by yourself. Sometimes you're on a date, you are by yourself. But I'm saying, there is nothing better. Why? I'm just being honest.
I'm looking at him. His posture, he's like this. He's got the steak. He's good to go.
I'm 50. I pay my dues. I'm
You're
gonna tell
like,
you something.
whatever, let's just
I
hang
go to
out.
that restaurant there. I'm gonna have
Right?
I'm gonna have a little drink to open it up, and everything that comes. Watch out now. My sister tell you, when Freddie enjoys eating, we can have World War III outside.
I
Ain't gonna
remember
make a
once
difference.
eating with you, and it was running down his arms. Whatever the mayonnaise was like running
Everywhere. That's why
everywhere.
God created napkins, and I enjoy it. And it's funny because usually the chef comes out, he sees this guy, he's covered in his food. He says, "Are you okay?" I says, "I'm
Your whole
all
body
done."
wants to eat the food.
I went to a restaurant one day. I had the best steak in my life. I gotta tell you something. I wanted to throw myself on the floor. I was having such a great time. Do you know that I bought 8 steak knives from the restaurant?
Where was it?
It was in Tampa. It was in Tampa. I gotta look at the steak. They gave me steaks, knives that has the name. I'll bring one in.
Do you know the name?
True story.
Yeah.
Ask Gio. Gio looked at me and says, "Are you insane?" Yes, I am. I want to remember it was the best steak I had in my life.
But what's the name though?
I don't remember. You know me and names. But I will bring the knife in. It has a wooden handle. It was a knife.
Yeah.
It was a steak cut knife. I gotta tell you something, honey. It was the best thing. I told everybody just move back because I was about to go to work.
You're hilarious.
But it's
That's
come
loves
on.
food.
And yet you can't remember the name of it. I actually had the best steak in Tampa. It was a Kobe steak. It was at the Council Oak inside Hard Rock Casino that we have.
No, this wasn't in the casino.
Last
No-
year.
No, I've had steak in the casino at the New York Sirloin or whatever that's called. Pretty good. But this particular steak, it must have been when I walked in, I was in the mood for it. And I'll bring the knife. I'll bring the knife so you can see the name and I'll show you. It's a true story. And my son Gio thought I was insane. And the guy made me a deal. I think he charged me for 8 knives, I think $140. Real cheap. And he put them in a plastic bag. It was the best. The best.
Hilarious.
Nice
that's-
memory. So do you grill? Do you cook yourself?
Of course. Well, don't say nothing because they're watching. They're going to make me cook. I used to grill all the time. But people all want to tell me how to do things. I don't. Freddie don't play that. Either let Freddie do it and get out the way. Don't look over my shoulder. Don't say, because I don't measure. I do a pinch of this and I do a pinch of that. And it comes out great.
I wonder, Freddie, how you like your steak done?
I like it big, medium rare, and delicious. With a nice cold beer on the side, some mash on one side. Now I'm on the other mash. I can't eat mash.
That's good. That
But I gotta
sounds
tell
good.
you,
So, yeah.
I love it. And now I found a place. I went down to Boca and they made me a steak. It was me and Linda. Nobody else was in the restaurant. So they said, "How would you like this steak?" They put on shrimp. They put on some cheese. This thing was this big. I looked at this thing. I took pictures more than I ate it. When I went to town.
You went to Sequela.
Natalia, have you heard, I'm sure you've heard of it, about these dining experiences in the dark when you eat in the dark because it heightens your, have you heard of that?
I had it
Have
in
you
New
done
York
it?
City.
There's
There
one
was
in Miami. I've
There's
never
one
done
in Fort
it.
Lauderdale.
Have you been?
Joe, you need to make a reservation, and they only do it every other Friday night or something.
When?
I don't know.
Wait,
You gotta
when and
look
where?
it up. It's
Wait.
called Dine in the Dark or
Yes,
something.
in
It
New
is-
York City they have it.
It's completely dark.
They bring you
and
with a
it just
flashlight.
heightens the experience of the taste.
They bring
I
you
think
with a
that's actually
flashlight to the
expert.
table. Yes, in New York City.
I
they
have heard about that, but
Now, I'm gonna
I
tell
don't
you
think
what.
that myself. I don't think that I would do it because I feel like a lot of people eat with their eyes, and then I have a couple of allergies, and I know that the ingredients sometimes the textures feel weird. I don't know. I don't think I'm adventurous enough to try that.
New York City is stopped because insurance. People were falling. True story. But I used to eat on one of
Wow.
Fordham Road. I know exactly what you're talking about. And you know something? It's true.
Find it?
It is
I see it.
100%
Oh,
true.
About what part?
When you eat in the dark, other senses come to play.
Sure. It's going to feel different if you don't like the texture or if you like the texture.
I just love food. And when it's done right, man, watch out. And then I start talking to people around me. I says, have you had some of this? Would you like some? You got to try this. And I have friends in every restaurant. But that's the way I enjoy it. That's
Yes.
what life is for me.
I would ask, what are your childhood memories of food?
Me and food. My mother was a cook. My mother had the first restaurant in Humacao, in Puerto Rico, that you could call in for your lunch. It was right across the street from the courthouse.
And did you go there a lot?
Oh my God.
And do you have good memories from
Oh
there?
my mother
Well,
used to
there
say,
you go.
Freddie, here, try this.
Isn't
and
that
try
interesting?
This. And she used to try every food. She taught me how to make a steak. My father used to fight with her because he had his own way of doing it. They were all from the old country. But I love a restaurant. I tried to do a restaurant, Azul, in New York City. I lasted 6 months. Not my gig. It's a lot of work what she does.
Oh,
Every
it looks
day,
like it.
day up, day down. There's no in between. A lot of work. But man, food.
A lot of work and profit
Food-
margins are this big too.
That's right. But
Ever
you do it
notice when
because you love
Chev is
it.
here, she analyzes us? You get me thinking way too much. Stop that.
God, I want some food right now.
Try being my child.
Oh my gosh. You and I just had this whole food conversation yesterday. It's not my favorite subject. And here she goes. So here I'm thinking, childhood experiences with food. Not going there. But she gets us thinking all the time. Her show's going to be amazing, Natalia.
Oh, I cannot wait. What days is it gonna run, Sheva? When do
We
you
were
start?
just figuring it out. What day?
We're doing something interesting. We're
gonna
actually
split
trying a
her
new
up.
platform
Yeah.
because of what she does as a therapist. We're going to do Mondays and Thursdays. So she's going to kick off the week and then close the week to get people out of the weekend and into the weekend.
Ooh, I love that.
We're gonna do
Yeah.
two shows on each day. So we're gonna split her up a little. We're gonna move it around a little bit.
Basically, I don't know. I'm just putting my life in their hands, and then we'll see what happens.
I wonder, have you watched Ratatouille?
They have pretty good hands
I
to
have
have
watched
your life
Ratatouille.
in.
We should ask her.
Oh.
She's the
Have you
chef.
watched Ratatouille?
Have I watched? Oh my God, have I watched Ratatouille?
Yeah. Okay, remember that one scene when a critic ate the food and brought him back to his childhood?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
that's what food
interesting.
is. That's
Yeah, he brought him back like a very strict fruit critic. He dropped his pen, was like, oh my God, this is amazing.
What's your
happens a
favorite
lot,
food
yeah.
from your childhood?
My grandma makes a mean meatloaf back then.
Sheva?
My grandmother also made
Right?
rum balls.
Rum
Do
balls?
you remember rum balls? Did any of you?
Rum
Natalia,
balls?
do
I
you
just
make rum
had one.
balls?
What's a rum ball?
You definitely want a
Is
rum
it
ball.
liter- is it
it's
liter-
rum.
I
There's
don't know
rum
what
in
a
it.
Do
rum
you
ball
make
is.
it?
I've never made it.
Let's
No.
make it.
Let's do it.
Let's get
Make
the
rum balls. I
ingredients.
have to find my grandmother's recipe, but it's these chocolate balls with rum in it and then covered in chocolate sprinkles. And that was her. Just
What's the ball made of?
Chocolate and rum.
chocolate
Okay, I'm on it.
and rum?
Yeah, I'm
We're
down.
gonna do it
Go
on Friday.
back.
Can you
Go
make
rum?
it? Can you make it?
Maybe
yeah, I
she
have
can
to
use
see
the
it.
rum,
The Gubba Rum Balls.
The Gubba Rum Ball.
Oh,
Now,
yes.
do you know what breadfruit is?
what food is?
Breadfruit.
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 Yes.
I have heard of it. I have never worked with it.
Breadfruit is called panas. It's like you cut out the middle, and it looks like a big potato, and you boil it. It's a staple among the Hispanic community. My mother made a lasagna with breadfruit.
Oh.
And I'm going to tell you something. I asked her and begged her, sell it at the restaurant. She never did. It is the best thing you have ever had. If you like lasagna, it is the best thing you ever had. It has cheese,
Really?
has the meats, it has everything in it. It is unbelievable. Now that's something I would like to make and bring it in.
Slick,
All
what's
right.
your favorite food?
Bring it to
childhood?
Tampa.
Yes.
Oh, from childhood, it has to be bread pudding. My mom makes it from scratch, and it took her like I'll say probably the whole day to make it.
Wow.
Because
That's
she
what our
makes it for
Thanksgiving's gonna be
her
this year.
sisters as well, so she doesn't just make it for us.
All right, so for Thanksgiving this year, we're going back to our friends' Thanksgiving, our Friendsgiving like we did this past year, but everyone brings their favorite food from childhood.
Well, we almost here a year.
John,
I know.
what's yours?
My favorite, I don't.
She doesn't eat. An empty box.
Oh.
She does eat. Be nice.
What's
I
your
don't-
favorite
Guys.
food? I want to hear this because this is news to me.
It was
Favorite
probably
food
my
from childhood.
from childhood.
From
It was
childhood.
probably my grandfather's meatballs.
Really? I don't even take you for eating meatballs. Regular meatballs?
Regular meatballs. Beef?
Maybe she doesn't eat them now because no one makes them as good as he does.
Pretty much.
Oh,
Pretty much.
No, don't give her the out.
Yeah, how do you like that?
Now, we're going to have a Halloween party. Yes. And what we're going to do is we're going to ask you to get, don't laugh yet, we're going to ask you to get dressed up on that day because we're going to bring all our friends on in a Halloween outfit. And it doesn't matter if you're in studio or out of studio because, as you can see,
She's got a setup.
she's got it set up. And we're going to ask everybody to dress up in Halloween with a theme. What was the theme?
Movie villains.
Villains.
Favorite
Yeah.
villain.
Does it have to be the villain they most relate to?
No, it could
No,
be anybody.
Oh, that's a whole nother story, isn't
that
it?
is
We
a
got a
whole
therapist
nother,
on
yeah.
board. You better be careful what you
That's
say
a whole
now.
nother thing, yeah.
So whatever villain, Dawn is thinking about being
They
poison,
told me Poison Ivy.
poison ivy.
Maleficent.
A Maleficent.
Maleficent. Yeah, I can see Maleficent.
Yeah,
Maleficent.
I don't know what that means.
I don't
Or
either.
the Wicked Witch from the West.
Wow.
Wow.
I didn't
I'm
say Wicked
kidding.
Witch,
I love you.
No pun intended is all he can say.
But,
All right, we got to go to commercial break.
No, we don't. What's your
Okay.
famous villain?
Was my favorite villain?
Yes.
I don't have favorite villains. I root for the nice guys.
See that?
but
I
nice
know.
guys finish last.
Yeah.
She's going to be Cinderella in the House of Muppets. Doc, you have a favorite villain?
The one that comes to mind is the one from Minions, because he has an
Oh,
endearing,
Gru?
he has an endearing side to him, right?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yes, I love that one
Villainish?
too. I was gonna say, can we use a reformed villain?
A reformed
Yeah,
villain.
there you go.
Gru, there you
Yes.
go.
You can use. You know, the Frankenstein monster was reformed too, but just saying.
He's not really a monster. He's just
He was body parts. Hello.
Okay, yeah.
Fred, you got a friend watching, Gary Lawrence. He says, "What's up, Freddie?"
What's up, Gary? You know that Gary was my manager at Granite Transformations.
What's up, Freddie?
What?
He says.
Granite Transformations. How you doing, Gary? And I've been following everything that he does. Up, I think you're retired now in Orlando. How you doing, buddy?
Funny. All right, we got to go to commercial break. We got to thank our sponsors. Natalia, spectacular show.
Love y'all.
Love you,
Sheva,
honey.
Congratulations.
We'll talk to you in a little bit.
Who are we going to?
I don't know where we're going, Vinny.
History,
Yeah,
today in
me.
history.
I'm going to take it over to
Well, I
Vinny.
wanted to see this today in history, Pete.
We're going to take this today in history, go to commercial break.
Yes,
I can't
sir.
believe it's 1:30 already.
run, guys. I have an actual client.
You have a
Yeah.
client usually at 1:30, I know.
All right.
Or to, thank you so much.
Okay, so we'll be in touch. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Amazing and fun as always.
Bye.
Thanks, guys.
We didn't even get a whole analysis next time.
Next time. I'll do a monthly assessment.
There you go. She's going to keep us updated. Favorite food.
Scary woman. All right, let's go to
Let's
Vinny.
send it over to Vinny, this day in history.
Hi, everybody. I'm Vinny Alves, and today in history, I want to talk about the Guinness Book of World Records, where first released in 1955 in the Great British. She talks about all the crazy records there is, how much food you eat, how much you jump high, or how deep can you go, or how low can you go on limbo. The Guinness Book of World Records, the funniest, the weirdest stuff ever. And I'm Vinny Alves, and that's today in history.
Healthy Intent inspires you to live a healthier life. It's so easy to bump health down the priority list, behind the business phone calls, family commitments, and, let's face it, anything else, until we are diagnosed with something that forces us to make a change. Their online Healthy Cooking Academy has incredible classes that will help you make significant progress in your kitchen, whether cooking for yourself or your family. Or you can subscribe to Healthy Intent YouTube channel for quick tips and more fun recipes. We all want to look better, feel better, and have more energy for life and business. Start every day with Healthy Intent and follow them at healthyintent.com.
Hi friends, it's Bree and Ali from Kids and Capes. Tune in Saturday mornings on the Brooklyn Cafe Kids Television Network at 10 o'clock, where we share fun and ideas. And remember, peace, love, and kindness.
Here at Small Talk, we look for any challenge possible, whether you have pictures that you need a slideshow with some cool music, or you're good with camera work, but you want to create the film of your dreams. I can help. No amount of footage is too big or small. Tell me what you want, and I will make it happen. Call today at 866-224-5422 or email me at smalltalktv2020@gmail.com. Remember, any idea you come up with is never too small. Call today to get your dream project started at 866-224-5422 or at smalltalktv2020@gmail.com.
AMP2 TV and WNN Money Talk Radio have been in conjoint business for 10 years. They have been working around the clock, nonstop, to promote over 500 shows and businesses reaching all over South Florida. With added platforms such as social media live streaming, podcasts, and the specialty of live radio, it has never been easier to get your voice heard by millions of listeners. To amplify your impact and start your show today, contact AMP2 TV at 866-224-5422. That's 866-224-5422.
Yeah. Hey, Slick, you ever heard of this cool new mask? What?
What's a cool new mask?
Oh my God, move over.
Sorry, technical difficulties.
Anyway, the mask.
What
A new mask came out by LG, where it's like an air filter mask with a cooling fan inside.
Well, it's basically for like everybody that's looking for it. This mask, hopefully it comes with a voice changer. But it looks like, yeah. Yes, thank you guys. It basically looks like that. And it comes with the air filter. So in this pandemic time, which we are not taking off our masks, I don't know why Vinny took off his mask.
Just speak,
but
man.
For right now, moving into the next year, I think I'm going to get this new mask. What about you?
Hope I sound like Darth Vader in that mask.
Hopefully it comes with a voice changer.
Oh, man, that'd be cool.
I'm going to sound like Freddy.
Yeah.
Welcome. Now back to the Brooklyn Cafe TV show.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
What you got going?
Callaway, I gotta ask you, have you ever seen such a funny duet in your life?
You two are hilarious. The Slick and Vinny show. You guys should do stand-up together.
They do. You guys are a pair.
Did you see that?
Try.
Friends toward the end.
And he
Yeah.
goes, I don't know why he took off his mask, but we're doing the mask segment.
Words he took off his whole mask. I'm glad we had the picture
No
up,
one
though.
can hear me. I don't want to sound like Kenny.
That was
Kenny
hilarious.
from South Park.
Hey, we try, man.
You're so funny.
Hopefully
And
it
I
does
wanted
come
to
with
ask
a voice
Callaway,
changer.
you ever seen such a cluster?
They're quite the duo. I agree.
Callaway's playing with the speaker. I hear the music and it goes off. And I hear the doo-doo-doo and it goes off. And I look over, I say it's a speaker, and he says, there's no music coming out of it.
We replaced it with Echo. Echo is
Now, the reason
Echo.
the reason I wanted Callaway to come on is because I noticed his socks. Has anybody seen Callaway's socks?
No, because the foyer's a little dark because we burned out like
Callaway,
6
let's
light
see
bulbs.
the whole ensemble.
They're ready to party.
Oh.
The
What
socks
are
ready
those
to
socks?
party.
Toast?
It's not
They're
toast.
they're like beer mugs.
Ready to
Little
party.
beer mugs. I do come with some sock game here a lot. I feel like I don't get appreciated enough on that.
He got sock
Whereas
game.
in other previous workplaces, I've been applauded for my sock choices, but here, I feel a little under.
Hold on a second. I have never seen.
Do it,
I have
baby.
never. That's fine. I have never seen you wear. And now I wear yellow submarine socks. I wear the Beatles. I wear wild socks. But I have never seen you wear socks.
But I like he said he's got some sock gaming and
He has sock game, but he
is
says
not
he's not
acknowledged for it.
appreciated.
So before, just previous socks I've worn here, I have like poker socks with poker chips all over them. They're green, and I have golf socks. I think I've been complimented on those actually. They got golf carts on them and stuff. I got some penguin socks. I got some socks with like a shark going all up them. Yes.
We're going to have to acknowledge the sock game
Sock
going on,
game.
Slick.
Sock game.
I think we should have a segment called Sock Game and just put on his socks of the day.
That is a good idea. Sock of the day.
Sock of the
I
day.
think I'm going to buy myself a pair of sock games and wear them with shorts.
A pair of sock
Shorts?
games.
No, that's a hard pass.
Really?
Just wear 'em with,
Wait,
like,
did you
just
miss
cuff
the
up your
Freddieism
pants.
though? He's
Just
going to
cuff
buy a
sock
pair of
games.
sock games.
Sock game, yes.
He's going to buy a sock game.
There's a name for sock and sandals. What's it called when you do that? There's a name. My son
There's a
told
name
me.
for it?
Yeah, there's
I
a
just
name
thought
for
it was
it.
sock
ain't
It's
a
not
nice-
nice.
It
Yeah.
ain't a nice name when you wear sock and sandals. Don't wear sock and sandals.
Oh yeah, that's what I hear. Yeah.
Hard pass. Now the other thing I do is I roll down the socks so that they stay on top of the shoe because I don't always have the cutoffs, you know, those short. Is that even a permissible or I'm not allowed to do that?
I personally haven't heard of anyone doing that. So
For your pants?
The cutoffs when you wear shorts.
Mm-hmm.
I don't always have cutoffs. Can I roll down the socks?
You don't have to. I mean, you can roll down the socks, but you can leave them up. I leave mine up.
Yeah, you could leave 'em up.
You can leave them up.
And Slick sometimes wears his socks over his pants.
No. Hold it.
yes,
hold it.
correct.
You guys wear short pants with shoes and socks up?
Short pants with shoes. Yeah.
Shorts.
Yeah. With shorts. Yeah. With socks up. Yeah.
Really?
I wear like ankle socks.
Ankle socks?
Yeah.
No, I wear.
What if you
tubes.
don't have ankle socks? Do you roll them down?
I've never been in that situation. But yeah, I guess if you, I don't know, it would look weird. Like
Do you
it
roll
would-
or do you fold?
I
Or do you kind of
ruffle
just
it- I
slouch?
ruffle
No, I
down.
fold it. Sometimes I slouch them.
that would look weird. I feel like.
No,
Ro-
it looks pretty cool.
No.
I even got a compliment that says that's a different look. Now, do you guys wear your
But who
socks?
gave you the compliment?
Somebody I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Somebody I paid. No, I don't know.
Well, it kind of depends if we appreciate their fashion
I didn't
style
wear
or
the
not.
pants. I said socks. So do you guys pull up your socks when you're wearing shorts? Did you do that?
Yeah, I mean the sock. If my
Seriously?
socks are tubes,
You-
my
you-
socks are tubes. Majority
Tube
of my
socks.
socks are tubes.
Oh my God. Do you know in the day we used to wear them underneath the ankle
Yeah, now.
with shorts?
Yeah, now it's like some people do wear that. Like it's a trend where your white socks or your black socks or
Not black.
But not with white Velcro shoes.
Oh yes, correct.
That's a
yes.
hard pass.
That's definitely hard.
There ain't
pass.
nothing wrong with Velcro shoes.
That's a
There is
hard pass. If
everything
you go to the
wrong with
beach
the
and you got
Velcro
knee
shoes.
socks and white Velcro shoes,
Yes.
What's wrong
that's
with
no
Velcro?
sock game.
What is
First of
right
all,
with Velcro
hold it. Let's
shoes,
ask an
Callaway?
athlete. Because
Callaway.
Callaway is an athlete.
What's wrong with Velcro?
Is there anything wrong with wearing Velcro shoes? Velcro sneakers?
As like a fashion choice, I guess. I'm not too in touch with like trends in
PC.
fashion, but nah, I mean if they're serving a practical purpose, then sure. And if you could explain the practical purpose of them to someone when
Okay.
they question you. But
You're an intelligent guy. You wear gloves when you golf?
yeah, a glove, yeah.
Do you wear 2 sets or 1?
Just one.
I wear 2 sets
You wear 2 gloves when you golf? Wow.
because I don't like the feel. I don't like the feel.
Wow.
And when I used to play baseball, I don't like the feel of the bat in my hand, right? So there's a practical purpose, right? And they have Velcro to tighten
Mhm.
the gloves. Why
Yeah.
do we tighten the gloves? 1 or 2? Why do you tighten your gloves when you swim?
Why don't you tighten them?
Why do you?
I don't tighten my golf glove. I just
You leave it loose?
Oh, like why do well no, I always have it on. Like I never undo the Velcro. I just
Really? You're the only person I know that's never done that.
some
Baseball?
some people take the glove off to like putt and certain things, I guess. But oh yeah, you're saying how like they'll before
They'll
a swing
tighten it.
they'll
Yeah.
undo it. Yeah. Yeah, I don't
Same
do that.
thing with Velcro shoes. I gotta tell you, you ever notice how you tighten? Now you guys walk around without shoelaces. I don't know how the hell you do that. Or 3 sets of
There are
shoelaces.
shoelaces right here.
Do you tighten your shoes? Tight?
No, they are at a casual fashion. The shoelaces. I'm not doing anything that's exerting right now, so it's like they are at a casual fashion.
He's not exerting himself right now.
I guess when I wore my cleats, I like my shoes tight. I
Yeah.
like my gloves tight. And Velcro gives me the tightness.
But you're saying you also like Velcro because you could like undo it if you want.
Yeah, and then tighten it up.
Couldn't you untie your shoes and retie them tighter?
No, it's not the same thing because it's a whole
You
thing.
can get those fly net shoes.
Maybe you should wear
they
like
don't come with laces.
Ted Hose socks.
Hold on. What?
There's shoes that are made out of fly net.
Fly net.
Basically, slip them in. They're like
Those are
slippers.
slip-ons. You can't use that in sports.
I mean, you can.
You need
depending on the
traction.
shoe.
You need foot stuff.
Yeah, no, definitely. There's shoes like that with the fly net material that hugs your foot, so you get that tightness.
Those are boating shoes. Yes.
No, not boating shoes. No, they're not boating shoes. They come in as running, walking, or jogging, casual shoes.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to look at Dawn's shoe wear. You got a whole lot of straps going on in them shoes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So you have a whole lot of straps going on. I see they're nice and tight. You don't wear loose shoes.
No, because my feet fall out.
Right.
I fall enough as it is. I got to strap myself in.
That's why I need the Velcro. I need
Got to strap them in.
3 or 4 Velcros nice and tight.
I got a question for you. Why am I looking at a hotel balcony?
Because that's the next segment.
Ah, who's doing that segment?
Whoever.
Who's doing the hotel segment?
Oh, the hotel segment.
Vincenzo.
Vincenzo is going to be
Vinny's doing it.
What are you doing?
I'm doing the Amp 2 spot.
All right.
Oh, are you? Oh my God, I want to get to that too.
All right, so I don't know what we got coming next. Who's our next spot?
Next spot will be.
As you see, we are a working classroom as it is.
Should be Gubba Rum.
Oh yeah, Gubba Rum with
All right,
Selena.
so this segment is brought to you by Gubba Rum. We're going to go to commercial break. We're going to send it over to.
Who are we sending it to?
Selena.
We're going to send it over when we come back from our
Where's
rejoiner.
Valerie?
We're going to
Hey,
say
Valerie!
this segment brought to you by Gubba Rum. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
Gubba Rum.
I look very snazzy right now. What do I have to say, guys?
Welcome to your vacation staycation. And what better way to kick back than to blend up a sweet pina colada, a smooth mojito, or just a nice stiff rum and coke? If you want true relaxation and enjoyment, then you want Gubba Rum. Gubba Rum is a unique rum infusion. Gubba Silver Rum is infused with real shredded coconut, and Gubba Rum Gold is infused with real shredded vanilla bean. Both are made with certified organic ingredients. Each infused Gubba Rum is 35% ABV, 70 proof, and as we say in Boston, wicked smooth. So if you're looking for the best combination of taste, smoothness, quality, and price, your clear choice is Gubba Rum. If you want that wicked smooth taste for yourself or your vacation staycation, visit GubbaRum.com to find your closest liquor store that carries Gubba Rum Gold and Gubba Rum Silver. Gubba Rum, it's wicked smooth.
Amy Minty combines the hilarity of For Better or Money, the eroticism of For Love or Sanity, the mystique of For Sink or Swim, and the suspense of For Sex or Revenge, making her 5th novel, For Strip or Gamble, her best to date. Get your copy at amyminty.com or amazon.com. Get yours now. All right, guys, being that it is Thirsty Thursdays, Gubba Rum, please pick up an naturally infused Gubba Rum. You can either pick the coconut, which I really love, the coconut, which is the silver one, or you can pick up the naturally infused vanilla one. Gubba Rum, you have to try it. It's wicked smooth. And now back to some more Brooklyn Cafe TV show.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
There's all sorts of stuff flying around.
Here's my question, guys. We've got 1, 4, 5, 6,
9,
7, 8,
11.
8 producers / some interns in our studio. Why did we not disperse these segments out to everyone? As much as I love you and Vinny.
We did. It's in the WhatsApp.
It's in the WhatsApp. But where is everybody?
In the WhatsApp.
They're going to explain later. I'm just wondering, I love seeing Slick and Vinny, but I'm watching Callaway sit there, watching Val spin in circles, Selena left, Hector's in the back sneezing, Taylor's doing audio, and they both have headphones, so they don't hear us anyway.
I don't even hear us. I thought that was pretty good.
They are hilarious. I'm just wondering, it is Thirsty Thursday.
Slick
What are
is
you drinking, by the way?
Coffee.
Some coffee in your cup. I want to find that recipe from Cheva's grandma on rum balls. We should make those for Gubba Rum Friday.
So you had meatballs. Callaway, what's your favorite food when you were
Growing up.
growing up?
Sushi.
Sushi?
Yeah.
When you were 12, you ate sushi?
Sushi? Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
I wasn't like those kids who,
Wow.
you know, they can only eat chicken tenders and stuff like that. I was a cultured child, I guess.
Wow, culture, child.
Yeah. But also, like, if we want to, like, my mom's spaghetti was pretty good. Just in terms of, like, basic foods.
Sushi's a go-to.
Yeah, I mean, no, I really did enjoy sushi. Tacos, too. I like tacos.
Are you a good cook?
I'm all right. There's, like, a few dishes that are kind of like my specialties, but
You got a specialty? What's your specialty?
I make a good buffalo chicken dip.
Okay.
I do a good tuna ceviche, too, because I live on the water.
Tuna ceviche? Whoa, tuna ceviche.
That's probably my favorite one to make, actually.
Wow.
Because when we go and we catch tuna, because my dad's got the boat and everything, we go fishing. Sometimes we get tuna. You know, I get the limes out, chop up the tuna.
Oh, we need you to bring some in.
I want some
I should.
ceviche.
What do you serve it with? What kind of cracker or whatever?
Usually like some Ritz, like toasted crackers.
Ritz, you can't go wrong with a Ritz, baby.
Can't
You
go
should
wrong
get
with
a box of Ritz.
Have you ever heard of your culture kind of guy, a toast skagen?
No, I haven't.
Anyone ever heard toast skagen?
What the hell is that?
Okay, Amy Minty, our author extraordinaire, she made a toast skagen, a recipe the other day, and I've never heard of it. And I said to her, you had me at black pepper, but I don't even know what a toast skagen is.
She should bring it in for Friday when she comes.
I know. It's something with shrimp and mayonnaise and...
I'm all in.
The mayonnaise, I knew you would be all in.
Shrimp and mayonnaise, I'm all in.
On toast.
That's the best.
And that's what this is.
I created that 12 years
It's
ago.
like shrimp, mayonnaise, sour cream,
No, you don't need sour cream.
salt and pepper on toast. It's
You
called
ever
a
had that?
toast skagen.
Never.
Yeah, me neither.
Have you guys ever tried things out of the ordinary? Pound cake and tuna. Not you, Valerie. Not you, Valerie.
Oh, Vinny
because
brought in pound cake.
You eat peanut butter and jelly every day of the week. I don't understand that.
Vinny brought in pound cake also.
You brought in what?
Vinny brought in pound cake.
Oh, right, I brought time everyone. I brought some pound cake for everyone in the back.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
What, it's a deep, dark secret. He only tells you. He didn't tell you, right?
We could put some peanut butter and jelly on it. We could try that as a sandwich.
No.
You can have tuna on pound cake, but you can't have peanut butter and
Yes.
jelly on pound cake?
That's right.
Eat like me. Because then you got the peanut butter, you got the chocolate of the pound cake, and then the jelly for a little bit of sweetness. I'm going to try it.
What is
Right?
the weirdest thing
That works
you've
out.
ever had? Forget about peanut butter and jelly. What is the weirdest dish you ever had? And liked it? The weirdest dish that you ever had is something either you made it or somebody gave it to you.
Calamari. That's why I love
Calamari. That's not a weird dish. Lobster sandwich is not weird.
I
No, calamari, when it first came to me, it looked so weird. And then I grew to love it.
Lord have
in
mercy.
Costa
Come on
Rica,
out.
I had a cow stomach. As I guess.
You
kinda
eat your own
weird.
cud?
No, he ate cow stomach. It's the one with the ripples in
You
it.
ate a cow stomach?
It was like I went to a Costa Rican restaurant. In Costa Rica, I went to a restaurant, and they served a cow stomach dish, which it tasted like tasted normal.
Jay, sit.
Don't cows have two stomachs?
Yeah, they do. So
Yes.
I don't know which one they prepared,
Now,
but
what-
You ate
no,
one, and then there was another one left for the
no.
cow?
Oh, and then for dessert, I had which is actually really good, bacon flavored ice cream.
I've heard that it's good, actually.
Yeah, and they put like bacon bits in it, and there was like this sweet kind of maple syrupy sauce. It was really
Now,
good.
cow stomach is a Spanish dish called tripa.
Yeah, that's exactly what it
And I'm
was.
going to tell you something. It is freaking delicious.
It's really good.
But it's kind of creepy looking.
It's like tongue.
I would never eat tongue.
But you'll eat a stomach?
Because I'm just going to let it go right
A
here.
cow tongue. But you'll eat a cow's stomach.
Look at Jay. Jay says yes. You like tongue?
Tongue
You
is.
do.
Yeah, I grew up with that.
A tongue
Slick, can
sandwich.
you open up the camera?
A tongue sandwich.
Do you guys cook the tongue?
Slick, open up the camera.
Do you cook the
Yeah,
tongue?
I think they boil it.
Boil it.
Okay, I'm about to let it fly. If I ever saw a tongue, anything. I went to eat one day, and my uncle
It looks like a tongue, by the way.
had a fish. You ever notice they serve fish and they still have the head?
Sure.
Yeah.
So the whole thing was there, and my uncle ran out of the restaurant, and we ran after him and said, "What's the matter? You having a heart attack?" He says, "That fish has his eyes. I ain't eating that."
Yeah, I don't like when food looks at me. That's why I don't like crawfish, lobster, crab. I don't like it when they look
I
at
went
me.
to Thailand and they serve goose with the head still on, the neck and the legs
That's why
and
you
stuff.
shouldn't go to Thailand.
Oh, wow. No, I don't
Well,
think I
that's-
could do
yeah.
that. Val, you tired? She just sat down. Oh, she's filming.
Now, I wanted to ask about crawfish. You guys eat crawfish?
It looks at me. Yeah, I can't.
You don't like it? Really?
Jay, you eat crawfish? Mm-hmm.
Louisiana?
I like it. It depends on how it is. I mean, if it's like in what is it they make in New Orleans? They
Jambalaya.
Jambalaya. Jambalaya.
You eat
yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
That's good. I think to eat it by itself, I don't know so much.
You ever
but-
go to a place and you pick up the crawfish and they're whole and you're taking them out of the shell? You ever seen that?
I've never done that.
I haven't done that.
No.
So you've never seen the whole crawfish, just the ends, maybe?
Like I don't know if I've ever seen a crawfish. They look like octopus, don't they?
No.
With
I'm
little
gonna
crabs?
No.
Little
they
crabs?
look like little lobsters.
They
Oh,
look like-
lobsters, yeah.
I wish a lobster looked like that.
I've seen them alive. I had some in my
Okay,
pool
stop
once.
Do you
because
like them or not like
I
them?
can't stand it.
Oh.
So I went with Linda, and Gio and I went, and we sat there, and we just sat there watching people devour these things. You should see how people eat them because they're small.
Do they ever fill you up?
I don't try that. I'm not eating that. Thing is alive.
Well, Jay Harm, you got a show coming up at 2:30.
2:30.
What are we talking about today?
And today I'm working on my picture some more a little bit that we've started,
see.
and we're going to be doing some more techniques. I'm going to be talking about a few different techniques and things that people can do when they're drawing with a pencil, with a colored pencil, and some things that will help you along. And this is especially good for beginners and people who are interested in maybe learning some new ideas about colored pencil work.
We had, right before you, an art therapist.
I saw her,
Coach.
I love that I don't have to say anything. You just take it for me.
Because I wanted to tell Jay that I would love
Yes.
to have her here with me, because this week I've learned a lot about the shows, music therapy, the art stuff, and it brings you back to your childhood.
Oh yeah.
And I wanted to get her input on how art makes you feel more relaxed.
Art therapy is great. I studied it a bit, and
Did you?
because it's a great way to relate to people through art, and kind of to bring out their inner feelings and everything. Just not necessarily by drawing art, but just by looking at art and how it makes you feel. And
And hers is about a stress release. So even a doodle, a little mandala, something with a pen or pencil,
Yeah.
it just helps with stress. and it's
mandalas are
soothing.
wonderful for stress relief. You know, you can do whatever colors you want and make them in any type of the designs. Because I've had a lot of I've used that when I was a teacher, mandalas for art therapy, and the kids would just kind of get into it, and you could just watch them relax as they're.
What's a mandala?
A mandala is like it looks like a big, maybe a big star or
Like
something.
A line puzzle.
Yeah.
And so you sort of like a protractor, you go around and
Then you
around?
color them.
Yeah, you color it in the different sections, the different,
I'm
and
sorry, I don't know anything about
and
that.
you can make it
The only thing
symmetrical
about
or
Mandela I know
asymmetrical.
Is
Is
that it
Nelson?
was jailed in Africa.
Yeah, a different name.
Mandela. Yeah, but you guys are talking about mandalas. I don't even know what.
But it's like this line, beautiful, intricate puzzle. You've seen that. You've seen
When
things
they're-
look like it.
I'll bring in a coloring. I've got coloring books with mandalas in them, and
Callaway, you know what a mandala is?
I've never heard of one.
I never heard of it.
You guys
Yeah.
ever heard of mandala?
Not at all.
Vinny?
Never.
So the piece that Sheva drew today in that circle looks like a mandala.
Really?
These intricate, fine lines. Some people, my daughter draws them just to relax. And just like fine line puzzles.
Fine line puzzle.
You know, fine line puzzles. What's that again?
Never heard of it.
Like, is this one of those you connect the numbers line or anything?
Do that too.
Paint
But-
by numbers I did on Velvet.
They
I did
have
that.
apps that you can download for mandalas that you can actually color them. And
Really?
yeah, I do coloring apps all the time, but I do like major artists stuff.
Really?
That's what I'm into.
Wow.
Yeah. But it's like masterpieces they have for. It just takes a while to do them because there's a lot of detail that you go into. You know, doing things like the Mona Lisa and a few different things. But I've done those online, and they have all that available.
Kind of like paint by numbers, but they don't give you the numbers. You
It's
get to
paint
fill
by
in
numbers,
anything.
actually.
They
it
don't need
is.
the numbers, so they ain't paint by numbers.
You can
it's
paint
paint by
anything you
numbers.
want. It's paint by numbers without the numbers. So
No.
you can design it however you want to.
That's with a mandala, but with
I would just
with
paint the
these,
whole
they
thing.
have the numbers because if you want it to look
Like the Mona
same
Lisa.
colors as the original painting, they have the numbers there. But if you
Interesting.
don't want to, you can color them whatever you want.
Interesting.
Now, Jay, I just wanted to know, I've been thinking about your artistic pieces like we have on set. And I'm going to see if I can find a music box.
A music box.
Yes, because I think that your art should have a music. So when you walk in front of it, it has a sensor.
I like that.
And it plays whatever the music is that goes with the art.
That's
So I'm
great.
looking-
Each
I'm
one
looking
would
into that thing. Yeah.
each one would have its own theme.
Yes.
Like a
Yes.
musician would play like Steven Tyler, they would be doing a song of his or
Well,
something.
whatever the music is, and we'll figure that out as well. The reason I came up with that was because the kids, they named the parts around us. Everything has a name now.
He's amazing.
And they name it because of whatever's going on during the show. And I sort of says we should have its own. Oh, there you go. There's a mandala.
There you go.
Oh, there's one. Yep, that's one.
Now that mandala had a different name in the day for us, because we used to do with this machine, this thing, and you used to put the pencil.
I used to
in
love
pen.
that thing. The stenograph.
Yeah, and you used to
The
stenograph.
kaleidoscope. You put the pencil in and went all different things
A
around
spirograph.
Spirograph.
The
There you go.
spirograph was a thing that you would
That's
use
what I
to do
did.
that. Right.
Because I'm gonna tell you, and I failed at that because
I love
my-
those.
I used to mess it up.
Till the pencil skipped.
Yeah.
Or one of the teeth broke off on a little
You know,
thing.
stop, because you're bringing my childhood. I'm getting very depressed.
And that was a toy then. The teeth broke off and then the grid, you missed it.
Forget about it. Listen, I have exciting news. I heard that Hector will have a new segment on Saturday.
Awesome.
On the Kids Television Network. He's bringing in how to make a certain cookie.
Oh, fantastic.
But he won't tell me what the cookie is.
Oh, all right, we're going to find out. I think that might be the ones I'm eating.
I don't know.
We're going to see.
I think we have Callaway do a children's
Sports
book.
lesson.
Callaway's
Something with children.
Callaway's not for the children.
I think
No.
Callaway.
I could be.
I
perhaps.
think you can be. I think you would be well received. You have that trustworthy look.
Thank
No-
you.
You don't have a post office wanted look.
He's
All
got
right.
some- he's got
I can
some
grow the
stock
beard.
in
If
me.
I grow the beard out, I can't be fit.
Oh,
I'll
we're
I'll
back to
shave.
that.
I'll shave for the kids show. I'll shave it
He's
off.
got a sock game going on. All right, we're getting ready for Jay Harmon show. I still like to call it the Colored Pencil Artist. I know
Colored
that's
Pencil
not the
Artist,
name of
I
your
like
show,
that.
but
Mhm.
I think it's who you are.
Well, that's my website, so it works.
It works for me. What a show. I'm glad we took the day off, Freddie. I'm glad we only put out about 6 shows before the 2 o'clock today, and it's a nice, calm day off. But our crew, our team, absolutely
I want
amazing.
to congratulate Hector and Taylor, and who else helped me with this stuff? Vinny helped me, or Latina Selena, to put all those segments that you saw together. Pictures all over the place. We're going to get better at it.
They
Don't
got
worry about it.
BYOB out, they got Fuego out, we got Business Kitchen out,
Good
we
job.
did our
Good
9,
job.
our
You get
12.
the applause.
You know what? This is truly teamwork. You guys are all spectacular. Have a great day, everyone. Go grab a snack, grab some lunch, come back at 2:30 and check out the Colored Pencil Artist with Jay Harmon coming to you, and then we've got more shows. throughout the day. Have a great day. Be kind to each other. Wear your mask. Be safe.
And as always, don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show is over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S will bring more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. Well, see you next time.
Cold and sleepless nights, I wait for you to bring me back to life. In my electric eyes, it doesn't mean that time can thicken every single breath. I want to unfreeze my heart and fly away. That's why I wanna save it. Your moons and craters. Open up my eyes, waterfalls of ice, sweeping me away like an avalanche. Helpless as I fall, the words can't say it all, sweeping me away like an avalanche, like an avalanche. I listen for a sound, waiting deep inside my maze of sweeping thrills.